San Francisco's offense is one of the most explosive across the entire league, in large thanks to Brock Purdy's arm, but equally as important are the skill players Purdy is throwing to. And one of those guys, Christian McCaffrey, might not just be the best back in the league right now, but he has the opportunity to become one of the best backs ever. But don't just take my word for it. Coming out of this recent Cardinals game, Christian McCaffrey is only the third player in NFL history with at least 6,000 rushing yards and 4,000 receiving yards in their first 7 seasons. The only other guys to do that were Marshall Faulk and Roger Craig. Prior to his time in the NFL, Christian McCaffrey was one of the best backs across college football. He set the record for most NCAA all-purpose yards in a single season. But there's even more. CMC is also a member of the 1,000 yards rushing and 1,000 yards receiving during his time at Carolina. All of this success for CMC almost seemed predetermined, because as you guys know, his father, Ed McCaffrey, played under Kyle Shanahan's dad, Mike, in Denver. And to say CMC was made to be one of the best running backs ever would be an understatement. Take it from CMC himself, how his dad used to punish him if he was even jersey tackled.
Well, if you got jersey tackled, like I'm talking like 7, 8 years old. If you got jersey, you wear the big jerseys.
Yeah.
You get grounded. You get jersey tackled.
Oh, really?
Tackled at 7, 8 years old, you're grounded.
Depot tape, that double-sided tape. I'm 8 and double-side tape my pads. They didn't have the Velcro, and double-side tape my pads. I never got you. I was running through everybody. No jersey tackles ever. He would cut like certain slits in the pant to give you like more knee flexion, like back in the day.
At 8 years old.
Doing like dynamic warm-ups, dude. No sodas, bedtime 7:30.
To say CMC is a different type of player would be a huge understatement. So in this video, I want you to examine Christian McCaffrey and see if he's truly the best back ever. To start out Christian McCaffrey's life, he couldn't have been born in a better circumstance if his goal was to be a running back. His mom, Lisa McCaffrey, was a Stanford soccer player, and as I mentioned, his dad, Ed McCaffrey, played both in the NFL and at Stanford. And once Christian McCaffrey hit the field as a youth football player, everyone had to look out. He was one of the best players consistently on the field, and during his time at high school, he was even better. He broke numerous Colorado high school records, including career total touchdowns with 141, career all-purpose yards with 8,845, career touchdown receptions with 47, and single-season all-purpose yards with 3,032. McCaffrey also participated in track and basketball during his high school season. Coming out of high school, he was ranked as a 4-star recruit by Rivals.com, as well as 24/7 Sports. And with numerous college offers on the table, Christian McCaffrey had the choice where to go. And his choice was pretty simple. He decided to go to Stanford, the same school his parents went. During that freshman season, McCaffrey would make an immediate impact on his coaches, being known for how quick he is, how explosive he looks on a football field, and really just being a well-rounded back.
Think of the freshman from the summer. He said that McCaffrey's different.
And boy, was that guy right, because in his freshman year alone, McCaffrey played in 13 games, rushed for 300 yards on 43 carries, 251 receiving yards, and 17 receptions for a total of 2 touchdowns. McCaffrey's sophomore season in 2015 would be his true breakout year. He surpassed Barry Sanders' NCAA record of all-purpose yards of 3,250, replacing it with his own of 3,864 yards. During this year, McCaffrey also became the only Stanford player to rush for 2,000 yards in a single season, rushing for 2019. Going into his junior season at Stanford in 2016, Christian McCaffrey had a boatload of expectations. And well, Christian McCaffrey lived up to every single one of these expectations. He led the nation in all-purpose yards, coming away at 211. He also led Pac-12 in rushing yards at 1,603. After these few insane seasons, Christian McCaffrey did decide to enter the NFL draft, and well, he went off during his combine. He came in 5'11", weighing 200 pounds. His 40-yard dash was 4.48 seconds, but more impressively to me is his 10-yard split of 1.52 seconds. When scouts started breaking down Christian McCaffrey's film, they had several things they liked, but also had some question marks. Specifically, they loved how Christian McCaffrey ran. He was extremely smooth, but he also had that great change of direction, and I think that was due to his 10-yard split. Having the ability to do these quick bursts as a running back and a wide receiver is extremely beneficial. They also noticed, surprisingly for his size, Christian McCaffrey was an aggressive runner, especially when they were in short yardage situations, he would often pick it up. But this also led to some of their concerns, such as his lack of size and him not being really desired as a 3-down running back. He only came in right around 200 pounds, so they saw him more of a scat back type. Regardless of these concerns, the Carolina Panthers saw something special in Christian McCaffrey and decided to select him with the 8th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft. During this 2017 season, Christian McCaffrey got back to doing what he did best, and that's break records. During this year, he was the only rookie back in NFL history to ever have 70 receptions. During Christian McCaffrey's 2018 season, he would have anything but a sophomore slump. During this season, he would finish with 1,098 rushing yards, as well as 867 receiving yards, and 7 rushing touchdowns and 6 receiving touchdowns on the year. Also, Christian McCaffrey once again broke another record, becoming the Panthers franchise record holder of all-purpose yards in a single season with 1,965. 2019, though, might have been Christian McCaffrey's most explosive year of his career yet. During this year, he had 1,387 rushing yards as well as 1,005 receiving yards. During this year, Christian McCaffrey accounted for 43% of the team's offensive yards, the largest percentage of any NFL player. 2020 would see Christian McCaffrey become the highest paid running back in NFL history. But this year was full of injuries for McCaffrey, as well as the 2021 season, which is a big reason why the Carolina Panthers decided to finally move off CMC. So during the 2022 NFL season, San Francisco made a monstrous change, exchanging a 2nd, 3rd, and 4th round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft and a 5th round pick in the 2024 NFL Draft for McCaffrey. While some were excited for Christian McCaffrey to come to the Bay, many had question marks if Christian McCaffrey's health would allow him to have sustained success with San Francisco. And so far, the answer has been a resounding yes. Christian McCaffrey has amassed 3,011 yards in a short time with San Francisco. Perhaps the most impressive thing for me watching Christian McCaffrey come over is how complete of a back he is. Yes, he can do some of this type of stuff, the scat back look, but he also has no problem burning your team for a long touchdown in the passing game. I mean, when I think of players like this, I think of Deebo Samuel and basically Christian McCaffrey. They're so versatile, teams really don't know what to do with them. And Christian McCaffrey, since arriving in San Francisco, I think has become more of a complete back. McCaffrey has even spoken how Kyle Shanahan and Bobby Turner, the running backs coach, has really helped him reach a new level to his game of understanding as well as execution. And while many consider Christian McCaffrey a scat back type, he doesn't consider himself that. Neither does Kyle Shanahan, because they've run plenty of goal line formations with CMC in there, and he's getting it done at a high level. So while many had their questions about Christian McCaffrey coming into San Francisco, it looks like currently he's on trajectory to become one of the best running backs ever. He has some crazy stats, but with San Francisco, if he's able to add a couple of Super Bowls, it's hard to argue that he's one of the most productive and effective backs in NFL history. But ultimately, these are just my thoughts on CMC, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. It would also mean a ton to me if you liked and subscribed. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.